Okay, everybody should be on page 7. And we're going to read this definition. First definition here, color. Color is the element of art that is produced when light striking an object is reflected back onto the eye. So color comes from just the reflected light. You've got 3 different types down here. There are 3 properties of color. The first is hue, which simply means the name we give to a color. Red, yellow, blue, etc. So hue is the color. The second is intensity, which refers to the strength and vividness of the color. For example, we describe a color blue as royal, bright, rich, vibrant, or dull, as in like a grayish blue. And the third property of color is value, meaning its lightness or darkness. The terms shade and tint are referred to, are in reference to value changes in color. I'm going to scratch that, re-record that, take 2. The third property of color is value, meaning the lightness or darkness. The terms shade and tint are in reference to value changes in color. Okay, I need for you to circle the next 3 definitions. Primary colors are the 3 basic colors from which all other colors are made. Red, yellow, blue. Seriously, 8th graders, if you don't know that one right now, you need to burn that into your brain. It's a little bit late in the season here not to know that one. Secondary colors are made by mixing equal parts of 2 primary colors, orange, violet, and green. And the third one, circle. Intermediate colors are a combination of equal parts of 1 primary and 1 secondary color. When referring to these colors, the primary colors are always listed first. Yellow-green, blue-violet, red-orange, and yellow-orange. Now, Crayola sometimes does not list the colors like that, and when they don't, they're wrong. Wrong, I tell you. Okay, we are going to label our color wheel, and then we're going to come back and color that. So, at the top of your color wheel, this space right here, this is yellow, and it's a primary color. So I'm going to put a Y in that space and then a P outside to remind me that that's a primary color. There's a color wheel above the sink, super focus above the sink, 1, 2, 3. That's going to stay there. I'm not taking that down. So if we're testing or in the middle of class anytime, you can refer to that always. It's not coming down. Okay, super focus back on your paper, 1, 2, 3. In the lower left-hand corner, notice there are 3 different sizes of circles. In the lower left-hand corner, the largest circle in the lower left-hand corner, put an R there and a P on the outside of that circle for primary color. And then on the right-hand side, the largest circle on the right-hand side, we're going to put a P there for primary, and that one is a blue, put a B there. Okay, the next size circle is secondary color. So go ahead and put an S next to all 3 of those. There are 3 primary and 3 secondary colors. In between yellow and red on the left-hand side, we have orange. Put an O in the second largest circle on the left-hand side. You should all have these copies of your color wheel that I made for you with the formulas. You should have that in front of you so that that'll help you with your formulas if I get a little too far ahead of you or if you can't see. Okay, so for yellow, red, and blue, there's no formula. You can't make yellow, red, and blue. If you want red and you don't have red, you can't take any other color and make it. You got to buy those 3. So if you like to paint, you want to buy 3 primary colors. I would also recommend white. You can mix a black by mixing your 3 primary colors, but black is easier just to buy. You're not always going to get a real rich black from mixing those 3. So your yellow, red, and blue, can't make them. Your orange, however, secondary color, is made with yellow and red. So on the outside of this circle, I want you to write 2 different formulas here. For orange, you're going to put 1 Y plus 1 R. That's 1 part yellow plus 1 part red. Another way of saying that, and I want you to write down both ways, is 1/2 yellow and 1/2 red. So on these lines, go ahead and draw some lines out. Looks like I kind of have this a little short on the side. We'll have to figure that out. So to make orange, you put 1 part yellow plus 1 part red. Or another way of saying that is 1/2 yellow plus 1/2 red. Go ahead and write that formula down. Okay, the next one is violet, and that's directly across the color wheel from the yellow. It's at the bottom middle. Go ahead and draw a couple of lines coming out, radiating out from that, and put a V there. Now, if you told me, if I asked you your 3 primary color or your 3 secondary colors, and you said orange, green, and purple, that would be fine. If you wrote down purple on a test or an answer somewhere, I would take that. I definitely would have, I called this color purple before I did color theory, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think the reason they call it violet in color theory is because blue violet and red violet roll off the tongue easier than blue purple and red purple. I don't know that for sure, but in color theory they call it violet. So the formula for your violet, make sure you have a V in the circle and S outside the circle. Violet is a secondary color. It's 1 part blue, 1 B plus 1 part red, 1 R. Another way of saying the exact same thing is 1/2 blue plus 1/2 of red. 1/2 blue, 1/2 red. Fitty fitty. I'm going to have to get creative here with these formulas. Okay, the green, I guess I'm just going to have to write a little bit smaller over here. In between the yellow and the blue on the right-hand side, the upper right-hand corner, the second largest circle, that is going to be green. Go ahead and put a G there. And the formula is 1 part yellow plus 1 part blue, or same thing as saying 1/2 yellow plus 1/2 blue. Okay, so there are 3 primary colors, you can't mix them. 3 secondary colors, you mix them by mixing equal parts of 2 primary colors. Okay, our next set of colors are intermediate colors. Some teachers call them tertiary colors. Intermediate and tertiary are the same thing. So there are 6 small circles. Go ahead and put an I on the outside of each of the small circles. Okay, now remember over here I listed off the colors and I told you that sometimes Crayola crayon doesn't say it right. Sometimes they say green, yellow. No. It's not, there's no such thing as green, yellow. Even though Crayola crayons do make some righteous colors. Okay, let's start on our left-hand side here. Make 2 lines coming out from the smallest circle in the upper left-hand corner. And that will be yellow, orange. Put Y-O inside the circle. And the formula for that, and for all your secondary colors, it's going to be 2/3 of one primary color and 1/3 of another primary color. So it's going to be 2/3 to 1/3. So up here it's 2 yellow, 2 Y plus 1 R. Same thing as saying 2/3 yellow plus 1/3 red. Now, if you struggle with fractions, I'm hoping that seeing this and really looking at it from a different direction, I hope that helps you. Okay, our next intermediate color, on the left-hand side, in between orange and red, is, on the count of 3, yell it out. 1, 2, 3.
Red.
Red, orange. That was really yelling.
Red, orange.
Okay, now I want you to draw 2 lines. Draw 2 lines coming out from the red, orange. 2R plus 1Y. So if it's red, orange, then I know I'm going to have more red than yellow. So the red's going to be dominant, so I will have 2 parts red, 1 part yellow. Or another way of saying that is 2/3 red plus 1/3 yellow. 2/3 red to 1/3 yellow. Now when we get to mixing these, whenever you've got yellow in something, yellow orange and yellow green, always start with the yellow first because yellow is the highest key value and the other colors can dominate them, so you want to start with the yellow first. Okay, in between red and violet in the lower left hand corner, like 2 more lines, and tell me on the count of 3 what color goes in between violet and red. 1, 2, 3.
Red violet.
Red violet. So put an R-V, and the formula is 2 parts red. Red is dominant, so it's going to be 2 parts red plus 1 part blue. It's the same as saying 2/3 red plus 1/3 the blue. 2/3 red, 1/3 blue. Okay, in between violet and blue.
Blue violet.
1, 2, 3. Blue violet. Good. B-V. My formula is 2 parts blue plus 1 part red. Same as 2/3 blue plus 1/3 the red. We don't mix blue, we can't mix blue, so we're going to skip on over that one. Draw 2 more lines outside the next smallest circle. And what color goes between green and blue? 1, 2, 3.
Blue green.
Blue green. B-G. The formula for blue green is 2 parts blue plus 1 part yellow. 2 blue, 1 yellow. That's the same as 2/3 blue plus 1/3 yellow. And we have 1 more to do. Okay, the last one in between yellow and green on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yellow green.
Yellow green. Yellow green. 2 parts yellow plus 1 part blue. Same as 2/3 yellow plus 1/3 blue. Okay, finish up. Make sure you've got all these done. You have to have this completed for this page to be done. Make sure you've got all your formulas, and we are going to pass out colored pencils.